Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the reaction to the runoff race in Georgia. Senator Raphael Warnock winning re-election, defeating Herschel Walker, and what it means for President Biden. And then an ABC News exclusive with the couple who was on the cruise ship that was hit by that deadly rogue wave. They're speaking out about their own harrowing journey, and you'll see their stories and so much more right here on GMA.
San Antonio Public Library is getting into the holiday spirit. Cody Library hosted a party with hot chocolate games and mini snowmen last night. There are more events planned and for the rest of the month of December. We have the schedule all laid out right now on ksat.com. Well, breaking overnight in Germany, police carry out a series of raids against suspected extremists. Ahead in the next hour, we'll tell you what authorities believe they were trying to do. And TransGuide right now, we have traffic moving. There's 1604, I believe that was at 1604 and FM 78. Anyway, moving on, 281 at Sprucewood and 410 at Ingram. The arrows are flashing there. We'll be right back.
I'm ABC's Justin Finch in Washington following Georgia's Senate runoff election. Up next, a look at that pivotal race and what Raphael Warnock's win means for both parties.
It is a date that still lives in infamy. 81 years ago today, the United States attacked at Pearl Harbor by the naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. This morning, we're looking back at that fateful day in U.S. history.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, starting at 68 degrees. You don't need a jacket today, and you probably won't need one tomorrow.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. We've made it to midweek. It is Wednesday, December 7th.
I hope you've had a good week so far, and hope you're maybe giving the AC a break, actually the heater a break, and going to have to turn on the AC at some point.
We are in a bit of a rut around here weather-wise. We've had morning drizzle and fog, and it looks like it's kind of starting all over again, Mike, as far as thickening up a bit.
Yeah, and just trying to sort things out, and it's just kind of all over the place as far as, is there a little bit of rain here? We got the mist and drizzle, those warm temperatures. And finally, by middle of next week, there looks like there's some hope as far as a more significant change because, this rut is just going to continue, this sort of ho-hum, blase kind of weather with all the clouds hanging around here in the morning. It looks like the road may be a bit damp over there by the airport. Some fog, reduced visibility at the airport right now. Castroville, it's starting to maybe get a little thicker there and then head up I-10 and toward Bernie Stage and Kerrville. A lot more fog also off to the east around Gonzales, Victoria, Beeville. Heavier fog, Rock Springs, Eagle Pass, as well as that. So it seems like it's kind of on the bookends this morning as opposed to just covering the whole place this morning. 69 degrees right now. Normal high temperature is 66. So we are just way out of whack. And mold is on the high side. The updated count's going to be coming up in about an hour and a half or so. Temperatures will pretty much hold steady all morning long where they are. And we'll have a lot of clouds, some mist, a little bit of drizzle here and there. And then we make it up into the mid 70s, kind of like yesterday already at noon. And we did top 80 yesterday. And today we're going to make it up to 82. The record is 83 degrees. So it's going to be very close. Obviously, you get a little bit bigger hole in the clouds right over the airport. We may actually hit that record. Going to be close to a record tomorrow as well, and still stays basically hot and humid. A couple of sprinkles over the weekend. We'll talk about that front when it's scheduled to arrive. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Cavazos, what's going on?
Well, not a fan of the heat or the humidity, but I am a fan of what we are seeing on these TransGuide cameras. Mike, let's get a quick look around town. 35 at Thousand Oaks, just steady traffic right now as we've entered the 6 a.m. hour. 35 at Pine, it is getting a little bit busier out there, but I wouldn't say it's time to just head out the door and get the day started. Take your time. But some of these TransGuide cameras, we've seen a little bit of the fog creep in. For instance, there along US 90. That was a quick shot from our friends at TransGuide, but I'm keeping a very close eye on the cameras that we have here in the studio. Now let's get you to the map. No issues to report just yet. It has been a pretty quiet start to this Wednesday morning. Pardon me, we don't want to go back a day, but a little quiet for this Wednesday morning. But watch out for some of the road work that's taking place, and also take your time as you are getting your day started here, because there's no need to rush, as I mentioned earlier. Pretty pleasant from I-37 in those northbound lanes with 28 minutes right now on this early in the morning. 30 minutes on US 90 eastbound heading in from Castroville, and that arrival from Lytle should be within about 16 minutes. So again, things are pretty quiet right now. You can take your time, take advantage of the roadways, but we will keep a close eye on things as the morning commute does pick up and give you those updates on road closures. That'll be in the next few minutes. Mark, Steph.
Stephen, thank you. New this morning, if you live in Guadalupe County, you may smell gas when you step outside this morning, but officials say there's no need to be alarmed. Guadalupe County Fire and other surrounding law enforcement have received several reports of a gas smell from people in unincorporated areas of Guadalupe County between New Braunfels and the McQueenie area. We're told there is a smell in the air, but no gas service providers have confirmed a leak with Guadalupe County. We will keep you updated if anything changes.
Also overnight, a fire on the northeast side of town. It happened on a street called Tool Yard near Wurzbach Parkway. We are told the fire went through an abandoned shed and an old quarry. Power had to be cut off before crews could knock down the flames. No one was hurt.
Breaking overnight in Germany, thousands of police officers carried out a series of raids against suspected extremists who were allegedly trying to overthrow the German government in an armed coup. About 3,000 officers searched at 130 areas. The raids are being called an anti-terrorism operation. We know 25 people were detained and dozens more are being investigated in Germany and also one location in Italy.
Today marks a somber day as we honor and remember the over 2,000 service members and civilians killed in the attack of Pearl Harbor 81 years ago.
Just a handful of survivors will be gathering today exactly where the attacks unfolded.
Our Jonathan Cotto joins us in the newsroom to walk us through how this day will play out. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Mark. And that's right. There are only a handful of centenarian survivors left, but those few are expected to arrive at Pearl Harbor today to reflect, to remember, and pay their respects to their shipmates who perished. And part of what's in their memory are these images, the scene 81 years ago at Pearl Harbor, the moment that Pearl Harbor, a U.S. naval base, was attacked 81 years ago. Now, we know that estimate there were about 87,000 service members in Oahu at the time of the attack, and on the USS Arizona, over 1,000 service members were killed. That's more than half of the total death toll that morning. Again, this event will be taking place this morning at Pearl Harbor. Reporting live, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. More trouble for District 10 City Council member Clayton Perry. San Antonio police filed an at-large case of DWI against the councilman. It comes exactly 1 month since the hit-and-run crash he admitted to being involved in. The Bexar County District Attorney's Office also confirmed that case, along with the charge of failure to stop and render aid. Now, prosecutors are reviewing the case. From there, they will decide whether to prosecute. Right now, it's not clear when they will make that decision.
A delay in accountability has Uvalde's mayor speaking out. He argues Uvalde's district attorney is not telling the truth. Mayor Don McLaughlin wants to move forward with as many changes as needed for the city police department, but he can't do that until investigator Jesse Prado finishes investigating the department's response on the day of the shooting at Robb Elementary. Materials like body cam video and audio are being withheld. District Attorney Christina Mitchell has said releasing information would impact her own criminal investigation. McLaughlin disagrees.
Mr. Prado told her that it would be kept strictly confidential, wouldn't be released without her okay. And he also told her that if he came across anything that was criminal that they had missed, he has an obligation and a duty to bring that forward to her.
The mayor hopes a lawsuit already filed against Mitchell will urge her to release materials. According to the suit, Mitchell's criminal investigation should have wrapped up last month. We've called and emailed the district attorney, but have not heard back from Ms. Mitchell. The results of the nation's final midterm election are finally in.
Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock has won re-election in a closely watched runoff race, defeating Republican challenger Herschel Walker.
With Warnock's win, Democrats now hold a pivotal 51-seat Senate majority. ABC's Justin Finch has more.
Good morning. Senator-elect Raphael Warnock told supporters he's looking forward to getting back to work today after celebrating his victory Tuesday. And back here in Washington, Warnock's win carries major implications on Capitol Hill. The country's longest midterm campaign is now over.
You got me for 6 more years.
Democrat Raphael Warnock re-elected to the Senate, beating embattled former football star Herschel Walker.
Now, I'm not going to make any excuses now because we put up one heck of a fight.
Walker's loss marking another political defeat for nominees backed by former President Trump. A record-breaking near 1.9 million Georgians casting ballots early and another 1.3 million voting on Election Day.
The people have spoken.
With Warnock reelected, Democrats have secured a 51-seat Senate majority.
This puts Democrats in a dramatically better position in the Senate.
Democrats gain new advantages, including an easier path to move judicial nominees through Senate confirmations. And President Biden, former President Obama, and other major Democrats are all congratulating Warnock on his first full Senate term. After his 2021 runoff win, Warnock became the first black senator elected from Georgia. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Well, a warning from Walmart is topping your consumer news this morning. The retail giant says if stealing within its stores doesn't slow down, some of those stores may have to close. CEO Doug McMillon says thefts by shoppers and even employees are now at higher than usual levels. Of the biggest drivers of inflation, one of the biggest drivers of inflation may be on the verge of easing off. Wall Street Journal says there are indications that housing costs may have peaked and are likely heading backwards. Economists pointing to indexes on rent prices, which are now coming in below pre-pandemic levels.
And something that is still expensive right now, Christmas trees. Some tree farms say that their year's harvest looks good this year and they don't expect shortages. However, Christmas trees are still going to cost you a lot more. That's because tree farms' operating costs from labor and raw materials to shipping trees to retailers have also risen over the last year.
Now 6:11, 68 degrees.
And people are talking about a rise of retail thefts. Coming up a little later on GMSA, what security companies are urging businesses to do as they prepare for the holiday shopping rush.
We'll just add the pumpkin spice pickle this deer found itself in and how residents are trying to find the stuck buck.
Goodness. Taking a look out there with live cam. Yeah, it's December 7th. It doesn't really feel that way. 68 degrees, mild though. We'll take that. We'll be right back.
It's me. Hi. No problems here. 6:15. Let's get a look at the roadways. 35 at Pine. You can see traffic's just picking up a little bit there. 10 at the Y. Looks obviously a little bit busier than what we saw in the last hour of the newscast, but that's expected. We're seeing a lot more folks out there as the morning is getting rolling. But also we are seeing some of that fog continue to creep in. And a lot of these TransGuide cameras was just kind of combing through a few of them. Check out 410 at Ingram North. Just looks a little bit more unclear than what we saw a little while ago. Also some damp roads look like they could be there at 10 at De Zavala. But not seeing any issues here on the map. As you can see right now, just a lot of green and, of course, some of that construction you need to be on the lookout for. I mentioned this yesterday. I'm going to mention this again today because we want people to be on the lookout here at State Highway 16, Bandera Road. Now, there's been utility work that's been ongoing for the last few days, and we will see a portion of that wrap up on Friday, December 9th. We're getting closer to that date. Begins at 9 in the morning, should wrap at 3 in the afternoon. You will see some alternating lane closures in both directions right there from Loop 1604 to Diamond K Trail. But if you're at home, grab those phones and open your camera app and scan the QR code that is now on your screen. That will take you to our KSAT traffic page. There is a full list of closures at the bottom. I updated that a few days ago, so everything should be current. And of course, just make sure to watch out for those crews who are working to improve the roadways.
And Stephen, I think you're right. A couple of those cameras on I-10 show roads that look like they are getting a little slick.
Yeah, a lot more than what we saw at the beginning of the newscast.
We've got a couple spots, I'm going to show you radar in a second, where there's actually a little bit of a sprinkle or something heavy enough to be detected on radar. It ain't much, but the other thing, is it jacket weather? I mean, is there enough? Is it the damp chill?
Like a rain jacket, just to say we had one.
Yeah, maybe just a light little rain jacket. Nothing, I mean, because the humidity is so high. So the kids are heading out to the bus stop. Not even an umbrella necessarily, just a little light jacket. 68 degrees right now. We are above what the normal high temperature is, and then we top off at 82. The record is 83, so it's going to be a really, really close call, obviously. You get a little more sunshine there over the airport and may actually touch that record. All right, here is little one who is doing nothing but just waiting for his present under the tree, checking things out, probably snooping around some of the gifts out there. So if you want to send in a KSAT Connect picture, look at that little guy, just scan that QR code and we would love to see some of your pictures. All right, out there at the airport, it's not bad looking. Some of those TransGuide cameras Stephen was showing look a little bit, well, kind of murkier, a little more dampness on the roads out there. Visibility, 6 miles still at the airport. 3 Castroville, that has improved somewhat. Thicker fog heading up I-10 into the hill country, well out to the west, kind of on the bookends, if you will, and quarter-mile visibility at Victoria. Radar right now, again, big picture, can't hardly even pick things up at all. We've got a couple little sprinkly showers off here, just moving into Guadalupe County, maybe a few of them. This is the radar site up here around New Braunfels, a couple of them by Canyon Lake, and even a couple of more little sprinkly showers sliding up there in Kerr County up toward Comfort. Again, that's just what is heavy enough, if you will, to be detected by radar. So it's, other than that, it's just a lot of mist and drizzle out there. So just be on the lookout for that, even though nothing, like I said, is detectable. All right. Two distinct areas in the country. This band with the rain, and then this band up here to the north with the snow and kind of winter weather up there. That's where the really, really cold stuff is. And those are actual air temperatures, 10 below in International Falls. You've got that brutally Arctic air mass, and then the not quite as cold. Then you got the really warm stuff down here to the south, and that's because we've got two distinct patterns or streams in the jet stream. This northern branch, that's what's allowing this. It's just far enough into the United States to allow some of that Arctic air up there in the northern states. And then we've got this southerly branch, which is keeping us very warm and humid, and this is not going to change anytime soon. It's almost somewhat of a zonal pattern, which means you don't get any significant changes. And for us with the southwesterly flow, that's keeping us so warm. Now, by next week, first of all, going into the weekend, a couple little waves move through here, a shower or two scattered about. Not really any big deal. It's just going to be warm and humid primarily. Then that low starts to develop off there by the first of next week. That's going to work its way across the area, and that will be pulling a front down through here. And right now it's scheduled to come through at last check during the day on Wednesday. So we will start a little warmer on Wednesday morning, and then temperatures will drop down later on in the afternoon. 76 degrees today at noon, mostly cloudy skies. High temperature makes it up to 82. Record is 83. Going to be a close call. And tomorrow, same situation. Record's 84. We'll be get up to 82 degrees. Morning mist, drizzle, same old song and dance. Same thing on Friday. Weekend, more clouds, a shower or two here and there. And that'll be the situation later on Tuesday as that front approaches. And again, right now the front is going to move through here early on Wednesday, so we'll start off upper 60s and then drop to the mid to lower 60s later on in the day.
But we're giving the heater a break.
Love to get December back, so
it's coming.
Love to get December.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yes,
we would
Mike.
love that too. Thank you, Mike.
And take a look at your screen right now. Oh dear, caught on camera. The hunt is on for a deer in Michigan with its head stuck in a pumpkin. Residents and animal welfare groups are searching to help find this poor buck that was caught on a Ring doorbell camera about a week ago. They're even using a thermal imaging drone to track it down.
It is in a bit of a pumpkin pickle.
Yeah. Poor guy.
21, 68 degrees.
And coming up after the break, get ready to be the star of the show with this new feature coming to Apple Music. We'll take a look.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the new lawsuit against Apple AirTags.
It was just truly terrifying, and it still just feels like an experience that you just never think you're going to go through.
Lauren Hughes and another woman who is suing as a Jane Doe claim that their former partners used AirTags hidden on their cars to track their whereabouts without their knowledge. Hughes says she believes her ex placed the device she found on her wheel in order to track, harass, and threaten her.
There's some evidence out there that Apple has had issues with the product and has made some efforts to improve its safety protocols, but that, according to these women and this lawsuit, those efforts were not sufficient.
And we'll have much more on what this lawsuit could mean for Apple coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Apple is bringing business back to the United States. The company has confirmed that it will buy microchips produced in a brand new factory in Phoenix, Arizona. The plant will start producing chips by 2024. Apple CEO Tim Cook called the new plant, quote, only the beginning, end quote.
And Apple also has a new karaoke feature for Apple Music users just in time for Christmas carols. Apple Music Sing allows subscribers to sing alongside real-time lyrics. Vocals can be set to a solo or duet or even include background singers. There are tens of millions of songs to choose from.
Mike, you hearing this over here? Do you have Apple Music?
You can use mine.
He's looking right
He's
now.
looking.
We'll keep you posted.
Ray Conniff?
The Ray Conniff singer. People, again, are Googling who Ray Conniff. They know Harry Conniff, but they don't know the Ray Conniff singers.
We'll hear it.
626, 68 degrees.
And National Influenza Vaccination Week is underway. After the break, our Jonathan Goto is here to tell us how to stay healthy this season.
And we're watching the roads very closely right now because we've got fog and a little bit of mist starting to develop just in the last, seems like 45 minutes or so. There's 35 upper and lower level of Brooklyn, 35 at Topperwine. You're watching GMSA. Thanks for starting your December 7th with us. Ahead this hour, a scary scene on San Antonio's south side where a motorcyclist lost control and crashed. We'll tell you how he's doing right now.
And we're going to show you how the Spurs spent some time off the basketball court to spread a little holiday spirit in our community.
Very warm, very muggy, morning clouds and mist, and then clouds sticking around most of the day. That pattern has been around all week long. And guess what? It continues this morning. Matter of fact, the roads are getting a little slick in a few spots. Be careful. Good morning, everybody. We've made it to Wednesday, December 7th.
Thanks for joining us today. Hope you're having a good week. I know it's been interesting for my child. They've had different Christmas-themed days, and no one wants to wear a sweater.
What's today? Is today Christmas sweater day?
Well, actually, today is they're remembering Pearl Harbor, which is nice, which is nice. So we got a little break from the sweater.
That's good.
Yeah.
No ugly sweaters for the rest of this week going into the weekend. Yeah, if you have an ugly sweater party this weekend, crank up the air conditioning, and you may need that anyway. It is murky out there by the airport. It looks like, like Mark was talking about, the road may be a little bit damp over there, 410 by the airport. Temperature is 69, dew point 67. It is very humid out there. We have a little bit of a breeze, and with all that very high humidity, we've got hints of fog around the metropolitan area. It's not too bad, but it is getting slightly thicker heading out I-10, Bernie Stage, Kerrville, Castro, 4 miles right now. That has dropped ever so slightly. A lot of fog off to the west, a lot of fog off to the east. It's not as bad in the middle, but again, just be on the lookout over the next couple of hours for this fog to maybe thicken up in spots. Also, as far as any precipitation out there, there's a little bit in portions of the hill country. I mean, big picture, you really can't hardly even see this, but there are these few little spots here and there where it is heavy enough. Well, I guess that's the only word to use, to where radar can actually pick it up. So right there around Garden Ridge, maybe a couple little sprinkly showers there. And again, as I was pointing out, in portions of the hill country, a couple little showers as opposed to just the mist and drizzle that most of us have been seeing. Mold is on the high side. The updated count comes out in roughly an hour. So some fog, mist, near record. We were close to a record this morning of the highest or the warmest low temperature, which is the low 70s, so we didn't hit that record. But later on today, we're going to be close to another record in the low 80s, going for 82 for a high temperature. The record is 83 with mostly cloudy skies. And tomorrow, pretty much the same situation. We'll be in the low 80s, close to a record. Through the weekend then, upper 70s, upper 60s for the highs and the low temperatures. Lots of clouds, couple of showers going to be possible this weekend. Just that nuisance sort of a shower here and there, other than some morning mist and fog. Same thing to start off next week. Then we've got a front that's everything is coming together now. A lot of computer models coming together to bring a front through here by the middle part of next week. We'll talk about the timing on that in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, any big problems with the roads?
Yeah, Mike, unfortunately, it looks like something may have popped up here, and we're going to get to that shot from TransGuide in just a moment. But first, quick look around town. 35 at Brooklyn. It is obviously busier at this point. We are in morning rush. 35 at Topperwine. A lot more folks making their way out the north and southbound lanes. But As mentioned, we do have some issues to report. While 410 at Fredericksburg looks pretty steady, and even 37 at Fair Avenue, we're seeing a lot of that fog creep in, which could probably cause some issues for drivers. Now, one of the spots that we probably also need to get a TransGuide on the phone about is this particular area right here. You see a crash reported right there along 410 northbound, right there at the I-35 interchange. This will be an issue for anyone trying to navigate north. You saw a little bit of a red and orange buildup right there, so just not a good situation this early in the morning. But again, I'll get our friends at TransGuide on the phone to find out if we can get a clear shot of the conditions. But one thing that hasn't been clear are the TransGuide cameras. You can see a lot of that fog again creeping in. Make sure to drive safe this morning. While the roads are pretty clear for the most part, we do want to make sure that you are aware of the conditions and, of course, take your time this morning. Mark, stuff.
Stephen, thank you. New this morning, a man recovering after crashing his motorcycle happened just after 3:30 this morning on I-35 South at Stonewall. That's on the south side of San Antonio. Police tell us he was speeding, lost control, and then crashed. He was taken to a hospital and at last check was listed in serious condition.
And topping your morning medical news, National Influenza Vaccination Week is underway.
The goal is to remind everyone 6 months and older there's still time to get a flu vaccine. The CDC says Texas is continuing to experience a very high rate of flu-like illnesses.
Jonathan Cotto joins us live with what else you need to know to keep you and your family healthy. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Stephanie. That's right. You know, the holidays are all about togetherness, which means the kids may need that added virus protection. For starters, the updated COVID booster was made available for kids ages 5 to 11 in mid-October. And parents should also make sure their entire family is vaccinated against the flu. Now, doctors say kids can get their COVID booster and flu shot at the same visit. Also, parents of children under the age of 2, be aware of the symptoms of RSV. It causes cold-like symptoms, but can lead to inflamed airways and pneumonia in babies. There are no approved vaccines available for RSV, which spreads from touching an infected person. So family members showing signs of a cold, like a runny nose or cough, should avoid contact with young babies. And one other note, a flu shot may take up to 2 weeks for it to fully protect you against the virus, but a shot now may ease the pain of a springtime surge. Reporting live, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. It is also important to focus on your mental health during the holidays, and that's why we joined our KSAT community partners yesterday for a town hall about seasonal depression. In case you missed it, you can watch it all right now on KSAT.com. Meanwhile, there are simple things you can do if you are struggling. Here's ABC's Emwin with the details.
Sometimes getting in the holiday spirit is difficult. Whether it's the change in routine, gift giving, family gatherings, or grief after losing a loved one, the holidays can greatly impact our mental health.
Scheduled gatherings that don't happen throughout the year, or, seeing folks you haven't seen for a large chunk of time. That's often some of the big stuff.
Psychologist Dr. Kurt Michael says to practice basic self-care.
Keep a routine, attend to your sleep, keep good nourishment, take part in physical activity, even if it's just going for a walk. Give yourself some space. Stay away from some of those unhelpful comparisons, especially those on social media.
Take a break from devices that might be distracting or further isolating.
Truly unplug. Make actual eye contact with your fellow person.
If you're grieving the loss of a loved one, give yourself grace.
It's really a time when sometimes these losses are magnified and really put under the microscope. Acknowledge the fact that you've lost this very important person in your life.
And take time to relax.
Take a hot bath, for example. Take a little extra time to get up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, do things that, normally you're rushing through. Maybe just take a little bit extra time for yourself and focus on your own needs.
Emwin, ABC News, Washington.
The capital murder trial against a former Border Patrol agent here in Bexar County is almost over. Closing arguments are expected later this morning. If found guilty, Juan David Ortiz would automatically be sentenced to life in prison without parole. He's accused of murdering 4 sex workers in Laredo. Prosecutors spent days sharing evidence and testimony. Now the defense has already rested its case without calling any witnesses. A firearms expert says bullet casings in those murders belong to the government-issued weapon Ortiz owned.
New details in the story we first told you about yesterday on GMSA, a suspicious house fire on the east side. So this was seen early yesterday morning on Cardiff near I-10. It was the second fire at the home in less than 36 hours. Family members believe it's a case of retaliation. The adult mother and son who live in that home were behind bars. They were arrested after a fight with the neighbors.
It was deliberate. And I hate to say that to be a Christian, it was did on purpose.
Investigators are still looking into the cause of that fire.
Well, this morning, people living in North San Antonio are talking about a rise of retail theft gangs at pharmacies and stores in that area.
Just marched in and I knew something was wrong. I mean, there was nothing normal about it.
Anthony Tejas says 3 minutes later, he saw men dressed in black, faces covered, walking out with duffel bags full of stolen items. Police have talked about the increase in vehicle burglaries and retail thefts during the holidays. The owner of a security company says thefts and burglaries are up in every single type of business. He urges businesses to take all precautions and for customers to be extra aware of their surroundings.
You can help by being vigilant. You can help by reporting stuff that you see. Don't let someone else the burden of calling in something that they see.
Police say stolen items usually end up being sold online or at other locations where the price is obviously too good to be true. Be sure to report anything that you see that is suspicious.
The holidays can be tough for people grieving the loss of a loved one. And in the LGBTQ plus community, there are extra layers of grief. That is why a grief workshop happening tomorrow, specifically for the LGBTQ plus community, is so important. They're hosted by Pride Center San Antonio.
Grief happens in the LGBTQ community in different forms. So recognizing that it isn't always grief from a death, but perhaps grief from not having a relationship with your family or having grief from losing a job.
The group is led by the bereavement chaplain of Porter Loring Mortuary. And the last holiday grief workshop of the year is happening tomorrow at the Pride Center from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. We're going to have more information on our website at ksat.com.
Our San Antonio Spurs taking a break from the court to help spread a little holiday cheer. The Spurs season of giving continued yesterday at Wesley Health and Wellness Center, where the Silver and Black teamed up with Methodist Healthcare for a Christmas tree giveaway. Doug McDermott and Isaiah Roby were joined by the Spurs Coyote and the Hype Squad to help give away 120 decorated Christmas trees and holiday wreaths.
It means a lot, just growing up, this is always my favorite time of the year, not just because it's basketball season, but because it's a season of giving, some great holidays, and you're able to come out and make an impact on the community. Since I've been in the league, I just really enjoy this time of year, putting smiles on people's faces. We're really into doing this, and it means a lot to our community.
Back to business. Silver and Black are back on the court tomorrow night in Houston, where they'll try to break an 11-game losing streak. Lucky for our Spurs, the Rockets are also struggling this season, so we'll see who comes out on top. Spurs-Rocket tips off tomorrow night at 7:30. Go Spurs, go.
Yes, go Spurs, go. Time now 6:41 and 68 degrees for now. How many gift cards have you already gotten this holiday season? Well, how many do you still have from last year? After the break, some ways you can put those unwanted gift cards to better use. And welcome back at 6:45. Gift cards by far are the most popular gift option for friends and family. But as you might know, a lot of times those gift cards go unused.
Now listen to this. In fact, new data shows nearly half of Americans have around $21 billion in gift cards just sitting around in desks and wallets. So what can you do with all that unwanted store credit? Here's one option. Re-gift it to someone who will actually use it. That'll also help save some money during your holiday shopping.
You can also try selling those gift cards on websites like giftdeals.com. For example, a $100 gift card from Target could get you as much as $90 in return. There's also gift card exchange websites like Card Cash and Junk Card, where you can trade your unwanted cards for ones you do want.
Lastly, another great option, give it to charity. Whichever route you choose to get rid of unwanted gift cards, the worst thing you can do is nothing at all. I have a bunch sitting around, but they have like, $1.36 on them and 32 cents there. And
That's not too bad. I don't have that problem at all. They're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Well used.
Yes.
646, 68 degrees.
Let's go ahead and check in with our Stephen Cavazos.
Hey guys, unfortunately, big problem here along Loop 410. There at Loop 13, this is a shot from TransGuide. Did mention that there were some issues out there, so let's get a wider look. And you can see that flashing lights are out in the distance. We do have a vehicle with its hazard lights on, and of course, some of the foggy conditions that we've been talking about throughout the morning. And this is not a good time to have an issue anywhere on the roadways, especially in an area like this, because we know people are commuting up toward 35, and you can see a buildup taking place. That crash reported in the northbound lanes right there at 410 as you approach 35. So just be on the lookout there. Unfortunately, the commute will experience a little bit of a delay, and really we are already starting to see some of the slowdowns there along Loop 1604 on the northwest side, as well as US 90 on the far west side, but also northeast side. You can check it out by Live Oak, a little stretch of red also building. So we have entered that busy morning rush hour, so just remember to drive safe this morning. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this will clear up before the show wraps up, but I'll keep a close eye on it and have those updates, of course, throughout the morning. Yeah, not good.
Thank you, Stephen.
Not for now.
Who has what would just be considered a very large green cat toy?
Oh, you mean the Christmas tree?
Wow. Look at
That's
that.
a great picture. I love the wide-eyed look. It's like, huh? What? I'm not doing anything.
I saw one the other day, and the Christmas tree was, in pieces, and the cat was walking towards the camera, and the caption was, "So glad you're here. The tree just exploded."
Come take care of this, please.
Yeah, we had a cat that used to love to climb up in the tree. Thank goodness this one hasn't discovered. Now walk home and
today will be the day.
Find Ferris up in the tree. But yeah, great picture. Thank you very much for that one. And this picture has gotten a little bit murkier, it looks like, out there by the airport. Still reporting 6 miles visibility, but you may drive half mile down the road from the airport and run into a little bit of fog. Going up 10, there is more fog. And then way out toward Uvalde, got a lot of fog out there. Eagle Pass, 0 visibility, Rock Springs. Kerrville, just again, 1.25 miles, 3 at Fredericksburg. And then a lot down to the southeast. And most of it is just mist and drizzle, like we've had yesterday morning, the day before that, and so on. But there are a couple little specks out there. You got to kind of squint to see them. 1 or 2 of them, if you're going up 35, a little bit of a sprinkle, a shower. That'll be about it. And then up right around, maybe towards Seguin. And then again, up by Comfort, 1 or 2 of these little sprinkly showers. That's pretty much the extent of it. Most of it is just going to be on the misty, drizzly side. 69 degrees here in town, 72 Castroville, 70 at Stinson. The normal high temperature this time of year is 66. So obviously things are just completely way out of whack. Low temperatures are also obviously 20 to 25 degrees above normal, and that's due to the cloud cover as well as the humidity. Dew points remain well up in the 60s, and that's going to be the case all the way through the end of the week, the weekend, and going into the first part of next week. Then we will start to see a break. Now, with the dew points, like I said, that helps to keep the low temperatures very high because you can't drop down below what the dew point is. So all the way through the middle of next week, we have low temperatures that, again, there's the average, 44 degrees. So just do the math. High temperatures remain very warm. We're going to be close to a record today, close to a record tomorrow. And then we go into the weekend still in the upper 70s. But by Wednesday afternoon, then that front moves through. So right now it looks like the front's going to be coming through here in the early morning hours on Wednesday. Will be very warm starting off, and then we'll get progressively cooler throughout the course of the day, and then cooler to finish up next week. 76 degrees at noon today, mostly cloudy skies. High temperature 82. The record is 83. Going to be a real close call, setting a record today. Tomorrow, real close call as well. Then 81 on Friday. Upper 70s over the weekend. A shower or two is going to be possible here or there over the weekend. Not really a great chance of rain, just maybe a sprinkle popping up here or there. And then the front's going to move through early on Wednesday. So it stays undecember-ish. There's the new word.
That is a new word. Undecember-ish.
Through Tuesday, yes.
At least 80s and not 90s or triple digits. I know it's
the
December.
eternal optimist.
I know it's December.
Bless your heart. I was trying to put a positive
What do
spin
we
on
say,
it,
Mike? The rose between two thorns?
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. 650, 68 degrees.
And the holidays are for friends, family, and a lot of food. Tomorrow on GMSA, we're going to tell you about some smart food swaps.
Outside with Live Cam, sun should be coming up shortly on your Wednesday morning. Glad you're with us. We're back after this. The Salvation Army kettles are out and about throughout San Antonio. Local businesses and media, including us here at KSAT, are competing to raise money for families in need this holiday season. No matter how big or small, every donation helps. Salvation Army says a $50 donation provides a homeless mother and 3 kids with a night's stay in a shelter, including hot meals. You can donate by scanning the QR code on your screen or head over anytime to ksat.com. Coming up today on GMSA at 9, a new edition of Science with Sarah. This morning, Sarah and David will be out with kids at Salinas Elementary on the northeast side.
They're going to be building an erosion lab, so we're going to have to wait and see what that's all about. Plus, we're learning more about the future of downtown San Antonio.
Those stories and much more coming up today on GMSA at 9.
Go ahead and check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
As I expected, these problems still remain here off Loop 410 there at 13. We actually have a crash reported in the northbound lanes of 410, and you can see that we have flashing lights, a vehicle with its hazard lights on, and of course traffic that is picking up. Expect to see some slowdowns in that area, and now that we are in morning rush, of course that will be the main problem right now. We have a lot of slowdowns you can see there along US 90, 1604, 35, and of course where that crash has been reported, but been seeing a lot of this fog that's been creeping in the TransGuide cameras.
Yeah, it is starting to kind of thicken up a little bit more, and it looks like 410 over there. Just looking at that over toward the left side of the screen, that it does appear to be on the damp side. Fog does appear to be a little bit thicker over there by the airport. As a matter of fact, visibility has dropped about half of what it was, down to 3 miles now. A lot more going up I-10 and 3 miles visibility at Castroville. Very, very warm temperatures, mid-upper 60s, low 70s. We're going to make it up to 82 today, close to a record with mostly cloudy skies. Same thing tomorrow, basically the same thing on Friday. We start off mist and drizzle in the morning, warm over the weekend. We're still looking at a front to move through middle of next week.
All right, so the week is just about halfway over.
Yep.
That's right.
All right.
With the warm
Thanks for starting your day with us.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here at 9.
Good Morning America is next.